Having this weird conversation actually about this podcast with a friend yesterday, and then they were like, what would you do like if you had to like host a podcast like every week with someone? What would you talk about? And I was like, what with you? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, we'd probably do like something about like the new ways to embalm bodies.
Well, how precise?
Deadly serious. I was like, absolutely. I think it's a fascinating conversation.
We can talk about that today if you want. Well, the podcast has started. You've just been talking about embalming bodies.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's an interesting topic. And what made you want to talk about that?
Okay, well, there is a valid reason. It's because there's a you know that autocorrect kind of thing on YouTube where it's like they bring people in and then they ask them to talk about their job, and it'll be like Twitter and Google's questions for like these strange people with their weird jobs. Okay. And one of them was a mortician. And it was this really cute guy, and then like I think I just fell in love with him a little bit, but then went in and learned about embalming and how to deal with a corpse at the same time. And then like I remember having like a weird fascination with death when I was younger, and I actually wanted to be an embalmer. So then like this man has brought it back full circle, so like maybe this is my next calling.
Well, it's just like the goth emo tendencies. He's like, oh, he deals with death, I love him.
Like I generally today I was like, I put everything on, and then I was like, I've done it again, I've all black again, and then like the Morticia Adams jokes are becoming like obscene, and like I got to a point where I was just like, okay, like my New Year's resolution is wear more colour, so this is about as close as you've got monochromatic rather than
I was about to say
colour.
wear more colour, and you've gone white.
Yeah, I've gone with shades instead, so we're getting there. We're learning colour.
Let's implement some greys.
I'm going to go for greys, maybe a slight beige.
Like, I've got more colour. Like, where's your colour? The older tattoos.
Yeah, literally. Well, to be fair, even they're black, so like...
Yeah, but as you age, they'll start going grey. You have some different shades of black.
Yeah, it's either going to be the hair or the tattoos. It's a race to the finish line at this point.
To be fair, I've noticed your hair's grown. It's quite cool.
This is the thing. The only reason why it is this long and shaggy is because of Christmas, and I couldn't get a goddamn barber.
Fair enough.
So technically... I should be more presentable, but I'm not, so I apologise.
For those wondering, this is recorded just after New Year's, not coming out till February.
Yeah.
February. I like saying February with an extra R.
Yeah, so we're like, we're like some people are probably still coming down who are editing this.
Yeah.
Bless them.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Mickey Taylor. Actually, am I okay to call you Mickey Taylor? Because that's not your...
Yeah, he's dead named me. No. I guess for this instance
we can scrap that.
No, I mean, totally call me it. I think both work these days because I do things as both human beings now. Yeah. Like, I think Mickey has moved to the side a lot more, but I think that he's still around. He pops in.
So... Happy for me to refer to you as Mickey throughout. And
yeah, go for it.
As in, so Mickey, I've known him for many years. You have a naughty past, shall we say.
Yes.
So that's how I actually met Mickey.
Straight up felon. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you're killing?
See, it ties back to the embalming. Like, if you're going to kill them, then at least put them to a nice grave. Like, I'm not just going to burn these people.
So I met you back through the... porn days, and we've been friends for years. And you left porn a few years ago now.
About 5 now, almost 6.
Really? Bloody hell!
It happened right before COVID.
Okay.
And I was like,
you still had your pinky in there for a little bit.
Yes, I kept my toe dipped in for about a year during COVID, and then just did like the odd ones or two. You know, like the people that you've been trying to tick off the bucket list. I tried to get a few of them out, and then like did them, and then was like, this is a good chance to go. But yeah.
And we're not actually going to talk about porn that much today. We might talk a little bit.
Yeah.
But one of the main things we're going to be talking about today is one of your new ventures, because you've got many ventures, and it's Stripped. So, I'm your host, Ethan Bradbury. This is the Fuck Me podcast, sponsored by... Fuck Me, because we sponsor ourselves, because no other fucker will. I don't want to be sponsored by anyone else. This is the sponsor. Fuck Me, the most awesome brand ever, which is the sex-positive, all-inclusive, who gives a fuck, unapologetic brand. Go buy some shit. So there we go. We will now move on with the podcast. But wait! I just want to check the cameras. Seriously, I don't know why, but I've just got it in my head
that something could
They're
be going
like
wrong.
we've got like no, it's all good.
Okay.
We've got like a second camera just
It's all going in the blooper reel.
Yeah, I just keep it in. I don't change it. Oh my god! Oh, more bloopers! More bloopers! The lighting is fixed.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
But yeah, no, people are fed up with my bloopers now.
I'm enjoying the like wicked colours at the moment. It's very on brand. It won't be in 2 months' time when this comes
It's
out.
orange,
But at the moment, I am feeling the defying gravity moment. You're very Glenda,
Okay.
and then I'm very Elphaba, which I feel is apt.
I actually didn't know that this was anything like the orange was there.
Yeah, because she's like the pinky orange one, isn't she? And then you got the green one.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, fair enough. I learned something new. I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
Yes.
Oh.
I finally saw it on the day it came out on like downloadable. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, and I cried like a baby. Like I've never seen the musical, so I went into totally blind.
I was like, am I gonna like lose some points now because I've not seen it either at all?
I hadn't. I knew the songs because I went to theatre school, so like I had to learn a couple of them.
And you're queer.
Yes, and there was the like homosexualness about it all. So like obviously I know the songs and stuff, but I'd never known the story. Watched it, and then like I cried about 4 times during the movie, and then the last song, that was it. I was gone, and I couldn't breathe. It was really bad.
To be fair, I know I'm gonna love it when I see it.
I didn't expect to like have such a like connection to it when I watched it, and I was like, "This is genuinely good. I understand why people are enjoying this." It was good.
Well, away from Wicked and back to Stripped, which is what we kind of just teased then. So you've been doing Stripped for a year now?
Yes, it'll be a year in... It's actually a year in February, yeah.
Yeah, so tell everyone what Stripped is.
It's an accident that happened. No, what it was when I was like trying to find like new communities, and I've always been a bit of an exhibitionist, a bit of a nudist, which part of it is your fault actually, because you took me to a nudist beach in Wales once, and then like I just never looked back. I keep doing this. Are you seeing this?
You're getting caught on your shirt.
Touching to myself.
Can I help? No.
Save
Let's
me.
have a look.
Help
You're stuck for the rest. Oh, there we go.
Right, I'm keeping this hand
Hold
away
your
from
arm
the
away.
stop. Right. So
For listeners, by the way, Mickey got stuck on his t-shirt.
yeah, I've just been webbed by my own bracelet.
He's trying to wear colours and it's saying no, don't.
See,
well,
everything right now is telling me that colours is wrong. Go back to black.
So I took you to a nudist beach a few years back, and you're a bit of an exhibitionist anyway. But then since then you realised, oh wow, I love naturism.
Yeah, I saw the light, and then I was like, I'm gonna like see if there's like communities out there in like my local area. And then it turned out there was like a group chat at the time that had about 100 people in it at the time. Since then, I think there's now like 400.
I thought you were about to say I looked for a community of naturists, and which wasn't. But
I just followed the wind until I tried to find them in the wild.
But you found this group. So this group, is it an area or is it UK?
It's Manchester based mainly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mainly all Manchester. So it's quite a lot of people to have in one group. But
cool.
Like, there would be subsections in the group, and it would be like drinks at my house or like planned little meets, and it'd be like 5 or 6 people. And there was always like a conversation between everyone going, I wish there was a place we could go, and I wish there was a place we could all hang out and we could all drink.
Yeah.
And it started to like pique in my like interest a little bit, and I started to pay attention and kind of like see how much traction there would be like from people saying stuff, because I've done events since I was 22. I think the first event was like ever put on.
Like all different types of events.
I've done everything: cabaret, concerts, like little festival weekends. It's been crazy. So I looked at it and I was just like, I could do this. Like, I think I could try and put something on. And I kind of put the feelers out and said, would you want something? And then people were just like, yes, absolutely. And we did a cabaret show. No, we did a life drawing class was the first thing I
was
ever
it?
did. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it was at the top of Ombar. And I initially thought, I'll get like 15 people turn up. I think there was 45 people that turned up. And I was like, oh gosh, okay.
Sweet.
So there's me like teaching life drawing to 45 people that are completely naked. But it was really good fun.
See, this is one thing I wanted to talk about, obviously, with the life drawing. You're saying, because obviously life drawing, that's when there's a model who's naked and everyone draws this model.
Yeah.
But everyone's naked.
Including the model, yeah.
Yeah, so like the people drawing in a centre, and I imagine a lot of people go, what's the point in that? Because a lot of people want to go to that for the giddiness of the model being naked, and oh, it's fun, but Yeah, there's definitely more to it because I've been to one of these now. I was one of the models once.
He was indeed.
But yeah, it's definitely. Go on, you tell everyone why you think it works.
Honestly, I think it is that need for the social aspect of things because, as I was saying, like where I was in this group chat all the time, there was always this discussion of we want to all be able to socialize in larger groups, but it's kind of really hard. Not everyone can host 30, 40 people at a time.
Yeah.
And I think that they were just happy to be able to socialize, get to meet new people, and do the thing that they very rarely can do. Because in Manchester, there isn't anywhere you can really go and be like a nudist. There is like a naked swim meet, and then there is like a few other little bits, and sometimes Alert would do stuff.
Yep.
But there's no actual like people that dedicate themselves to it. And I was just like, fuck it, like let's give it a go. And it did really, really well. I was very nervous. And then there was a couple of people at the end because I opened up the floor and was just like, if you'd like to model yourself for 5-10 minutes, and a couple of people do it, and the feedback was really, really good. And I was like, okay, what can I try next? And then I was like, I'll do a naked cabaret. And then that doubled in numbers from the first event, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'm in this. Like, I'll give it a go for as long as I can do it. And then I said, the minute that it doesn't break even, I'll stop, because it very much makes very little money. Because I'm very much have run events in a way that I'm just like, as long as everyone that I've hired gets paid, I don't really care how much money I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
It'll be very much like, sometimes I've walked away with £25, £50, and I'm like, okay, well, for a month's work, I'm good with that. That's about £1 a day, so I think we've done good. So for me, it was just like the need for me to also have somewhere I could go, as well as giving them one.
Building an event for something that you'd like to go to yourself that doesn't exist.
Yes, because like there just wasn't anything, and then the only other place you could really do something like that is a sauna. And for those that don't want the sexual aspect of it, it's like there wasn't anything.
Well, that's the thing. Naturism and the sexual stuff are two different things.
Exactly.
There's people who want to go to naturist things just to be naked and socialise. So there's that. But you'd also, because you're making it a bar environment, like the cabaret ones, it's a case of you can go there and have a flirt and you can pull, but it's like you're not here to fuck each other.
No.
This is, you're just at a bar having a fun night like you would in any other bar.
Yeah, please don't. I don't have the sex license.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't do it.
But it's like, what's quite cool is it's bringing a lot of people all together who are different types of people, and you can just mingle. You can like go chat to those people, those people, those people. These other get-togethers, you were talking about, like when there's like 6 people, 8 people, 10 people. It's like you go in there with that group, and then you're with that group. That's it. There's no mingling. It's just, I've gone to meet these people. I'm going to meet no one else.
Yeah.
But yours, like, we got 100 people here.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
But then now there's been instances where like people have met at my events, and then those little small groups are happening more frequently because I've made new friends that are like-minded, and then they're going to them more. Annoyingly, like I haven't been able to get to as many as I'd like to recently because
You're busy.
everything has been all systems go, because it used to be like one event every 2 months, and now I'm doing 4 events a month.
4 a month?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot. Like I'm doing, because where we have the sauna DJ like night, and then we have the cabaret, and we have the live drawing, there was people that wanted them like more regularly, because I was doing 1 a month kind of thing, and I was just like, and people one every 2 months, you get one of those, not all 3, and people were like, I'd like to do that one monthly, and I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So like I've managed to get all of the events to a monthly position,
So-
and I'm going to be doing strict late, which will be good.
Okay, cool. So let's go through these events. So you've got live touring every month.
Yeah.
And located Manchester. They're all Manchester,
Yeah,
aren't
that's
they?
it. The bookstore. Oh my god, my brain's just gone mush.
Is it Queer
Social
Led?
refuge. Social refuge.
Okay.
There we go.
So you got the live touring, which again it's as much of a social as an art class.
Yeah.
Because people are there. You got a bar. People are having a pint.
Table service. It's all very nice.
Not everyone's drinking. Some people are there just for a coffee. Some people are there having a glass of Coke. Some people are having a pint. And then there's the fun element, the social. Everyone's hanging out. But you've also got the arts. you
Yeah.
know. And then you've got your cabaret one, which isn't always cabaret, is it? Is it?
It's always an amalgamation of something peculiar that whoever I've hired is going to do.
Yeah. So like it's just various entertainment. Like you had a drag
Yeah.
on the last one I went to, and they were brilliant. They were really funny.
Yeah, Letitia, I think that was.
Yeah.
Letitia Delish, yeah.
And that was good.
She was phenomenal.
And to be fair, these were so far daytime events, which and then you just mentioned then you're doing late. You do so that's a new one coming in.
Yes. Like, I also appreciate that there is a segment of nudism and exhibitionism that is sexual and, like, also wants to party later at night and not do, like, 12 till 7 during the day.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I need to start doing a late. But I think for now, that one will be, like, every 2 months.
Yeah.
Just because I got a test of waters and it's new. All the others are, like, proven to kind of,
Well,
like, be like stable, you know.
Yeah. Well, I quite like the fact that the day one, because again, like not everyone's there to get like absolutely hammered drinking and stuff like that. So people goes, I'm just here to have a naked social and chill. But then some people are like, this is a day session, I'm getting on it, and then because that's what I've done.
I've been one of those people at my own event as well. I'm not gonna lie. There's been some days where I'm like, oh, I'm not working this one. I can drink.
So you've got that. So that's 2. So what are the other 2 then?
So we've got the cabaret, the life drawing, the sauna. And that one is in Stockport. So that's the furthest one afield I've gone to so far.
You've gone on the outskirts of Greater Manchester.
Like, I recognise there's people further out. Like, I see them.
So that's a gay sauna event.
Yes.
And it's just a case of everyone's got to get naked. You have,
and get a DJ in.
So you get a DJ. Oh, cool. So there's a bit of a vibe there.
Yeah.
Instead of the usual gay sauna that people just go and
so it's like
do the wanking dead.
If you know, like you've been there, it's a heat sauna.
Yeah.
So like all downstairs is like a bar and a social area and the smoking area, and then like the DJ booth, and then you go upstairs and then it's all like saunas, dark rooms, and hot tubs and stuff, and the cinema room. So I was like, well, it can be the party downstairs, and then if you want to party, you can go upstairs kind of thing and have a nice time. So yeah, that's the one where I've kind of tried to blend the two to see which people are still doing. But funnily enough, most of them are still socialising, which is kind of great.
Yeah.
So it does make me happy.
Yeah, because I remember, because I popped along as FKME for your, was it the first one or second one?
Done a few now.
Okay, so
it was the first one.
It was one of them, and it was a guy, and he said he's a regular there, and he'd never seen it that busy. And well, what was it, like not in 10 years or something? And he's a regular, so that was cool. So I think it's definitely got that social vibe. And you said you're doing a 4th event, or was that the late?
That'll be the late one.
That'll be the late, and that's okay, cool. So sounds like you got quite a lot.
Like that one is still teething. Like I'm looking at various go-go dancers and models and hosts and stuff because I want it to be. I find it like this isn't like a shade on performers or anything, but a lot of the events that you see in Manchester are hosted by drag queens, and I think there's so much talent in the queer community that represents as male and represents as female, but doesn't put on like drag that I'd like to see on a stage hosting as well, and like doing like comedy pieces and singing and performing for people. So like I'm thinking that the late one will probably have like a host that like hopefully I can kind of shine a bit of a light on for people.
That's quite cool, actually. It's quite a good way to look at it. Because let's be honest, I mean, you've had drags at loads of your events, so you do fully support them and think they're great. But yeah, do something a bit different. It'd be quite nice.
Yeah, like I just look back and I'm like, I've always had either I've hosted or a drag queen's hosted, and I was like, let's try something a little bit different with the late one and go with something like a bit more. And
I've said to you quite a few times, comedy sells. You can laugh anyone into bed. So
yeah, like that's why I have Letitia Delish come back all the time, and like the woman is insane. Like I love having them on the stage because there is just an essence of, let's say, abuse that she puts into the air to some people, running around on the microphone threatening to call the local council if some people so much as look at their penis.
Well, I mean, she had dragged me up on stage last time, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Not just go, everyone look at his dick. No, it was more so.
Shame him. No.
Yeah, no, it was actually to get everyone ready for your live drawing, wasn't it?
It was indeed,
It was to get me doing some practice poses to pretty much take the piss out of me. It was quite funny. I fell down.
It was a humiliation ritual.
Yeah.
You can be like famous now, you're going to win an Oscar now. You've done your humiliation ritual.
Yeah, I don't mind.
What do you want to win an Oscar in? Would it be
But
like
did you
costume
get like?
design?
I was gonna say like if it was acting or something, like best villain.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, but what would be the villain role for you? There's a few you could play, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it should. I mean, I would be happy to go anything from being like a demon or monster to an actual killer on the films.
Yeah,
And the
'cause
reason
you
I always
could
say
go
that,
for, like either full prosthetic demon or like Fast and Furious villain. Like you could play either one. You know what I mean? Like if they're looking for like another Jason Statham like character, like in British voice and stuff, like they could do like this could work.
I'd be happy. I'd be happy with anything. I'd be happy with Cabin in the Woods demon. You know, like,
yeah. Alien number 2. That's me.
yeah.
I'd be Alien number 2.
Okay, I was gonna say, what would be your Oscar? But obviously, we've both gone down the dark route now.
Yeah, or I
think
think do like what's that? Is it Psycho? Is it not? No,
American Psycho.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, American Psycho. They're redoing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was.
Some films don't need to be remade.
I thought it was brilliant, but I am really curious to see where they go with this.
Have you seen The New Crow?
No. I didn't even know they did a new Crow.
No one does. It's not good.
Yeah, but no, seriously, like I don't know why, but I just went. I'd rather if I'm gonna get an Oscar for anything, I want it to be a villain because I think that's like, everyone wants to be the main star, and I'm like, no, maybe the bad one. Just
Yeah, I probably want like best villain if they have that category, or like best screenwriter. I'd like to write something that people generally just go, oh, that was fun. Like that deserves something.
well, let's go into the writing segue.
Okay.
Because actually, we've briefly spoke about this. Obviously, clearly we know each other outside of this podcast. So you have been busy writing lately. Yeah, and this is also linked with your stripped events in a way. So you're not just an ex-porn star. You're not just an events person. You have released quite a lot of music.
She's a singer, actress, and mattress. Thank you very much.
I love that. That's cool. That's cool.
I can't claim that one. Will and Bella, I said that one years ago on their Twitter bio, and it's always just sat with me. I'm like, singer, actress, mattress. I like that one. But no, yes, I am working on album number 4
Okay.
or 5. That's really good to know. I should have known.
Yeah,
that
maybe
at the
check before you do your press tour.
No, you know what it is? I think it's because I don't always count the first one because it was very silly.
Okay.
And like, although like it was fun and everything, I had like Chris Crocker on the album and a bunch of drag queens. It was faggy. It was a drag queen album. Nothing wrong with drag queen music. Some of my favorite artists are drag queens. Hey, Jinx Monsoon, love your album. But for me, I was just like, this doesn't make sense to be coming out of my mouth. I should have written this for a drag queen. These are drag queen songs. So I don't count that one all the time. But yes, I am working on a new album.
And the reason I'm saying this is linked to your events because
Yes.
you're thinking about your debut of this will be you actually singing some.
Yeah.
What was it going to be on your late ones?
I think it will be at the Cabaret.
Oh, cabaret. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
just because the song I have in mind is a bit more cabaret. Like I'm leaning into what I kind of know.
Yeah.
Like before I did like pop and everything else, I was classically trained, so it's like I might lean more back into that again and tickle those kind of muscles a bit more, but in a modern way. But yeah, I think it will be good fun. I did sing at my cabaret about 2 months ago, I think, actually. Just because we were really short on time. No, we had too much time, and one of the drag queens needed to get dressed. I was like, quick, play me one of my numbers, I'll do it. And then like I just kind of filled the air for a bit, but it actually went down quite well. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like that was kind of like the first nudge that I should try something again, I think.
Yeah, so, and you're saying, and you've said this before, this is going to be your grand finale. This is going to be your final album. Every time.
Every time.
But like you were saying earlier, that how many songs have you wrote in 2 months? Written, sorry, not
I think it was
written.
over 42 or 45 last time I checked. Some of them, of course, they start to sound the same.
Yeah.
Because you're saying the same things, but in different ways, or this one's more funny, or it's just a darker version.
Yeah.
So it's like now it's kind of looking at all those songs and going, okay, so do we want the darker version, or do we put the darker one with the funny one and kind of edit them together? And it's...
Have you got a favourite?
I've got a few.
Okay.
Like I've written one called Waffle, and it is literally about the fact that I just go off on tangents, talk shit to people, but ultimately like...
Welcome to the Fuck Me podcast.
But like ultimately, like it's about me going, thank you though guys for listening to my bullshit, and like you, my friends are the best and shit like that. So it's like a really soppy song, but at the end it's like, and just FYI, I would like ride or die and like murder people for you, like, and I'd bury the body and no one would find out. So like it's a very weird song, but it's good fun.
We could end up making an album out of that, just Waffle Part 2, Waffle Part 3.
Very that, like I didn't realise that like on like the older music I'd written, there was like a lot, it was coming from places of like addiction or like stress from the industry at the time. And then this one is very much just me going off on like strands of consciousness, and then I've just written it down and made sure it rhymed. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like diary entry, so it's a bit more like exposing in a way.
Okay.
So I'm kind of excited to let people know some of my like manic moments I've had recently.
Well, that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, everyone can see just how batshit I truly am, so it'll be great.
I'm sure they can a little bit.
Yeah. I think one quick Google will tell you everything you need to know about how crazy I am, I think.
Honestly, I think it's going to be awesome. And you've got
you.
a lot written down. Have you started recording anything yet?
I start recording in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
So by the time this comes out, I think people would have started hearing the first single, I think.
Well, out of curiosity, because I won't know, so I'm sure a lot of listeners won't know. How, do you record everything in one go, or do you do?
Ooh,
I don't
that's
have a clue.
tricky. Sometimes I've done like, everyone seems to have different ways when I've talked about this. Some people go, I sing like one line 6 times repeatedly, and I'll keep going and going and going, and then they'll do the next take, and then we'll do the next line and the next line. And I can't do that.
No, I couldn't imagine.
No, it gets too repetitive and it gets too boring. I've done it a few times with different producers and stuff, and I'm like, mm-mm. And I think it's because I do come from musical theatre, and they would give you a whole song and go, you have a week to learn it.
Yeah.
And then you'd come in and do the whole thing in one go. There was no like
because
working through it, because then you'd perform it for your tutor, and then she'd give you notes to have feedback, and you'd go and do it again.
I mean, there's certain songs, for example, it's not certain songs, but lines of songs. If you didn't sing the line previously,
You don't know if your breath control is...
you don't. I wouldn't know the right volume, the right. I'm not saying I'm the best singer in the world.
No, but you're bang on the money. Like, it's exactly that. Like, where I'd done that before, and I would then go and perform some of those songs, I'd be like, I have no idea what the breath control is sometimes.
So that
and
just
the
sounds
rehearsals were
fucked.
twice as long.
Yeah, it just sounds like that line sounds like this, but that line it just don't roll in. The voice doesn't naturally progress that way. It'd be fucking weird.
Yeah, like, it's not for me. So I tend to do, like, a verse.
Yeah.
And then a
I can
pause.
understand that. Verse and chorus, doing that.
And then, like, or a verse and a chorus, or, like, just the bridge on its own. If it's the big power bit, I'll be like, okay, let's take a break. And then I'm like, okay, now we do it. But, yeah, I've been doing all the necessary things to get ready at the moment. We're in rehearsal mode, so it's very much getting the muscles working again and shaking off the dust.
Well, speaking of that, it's actually something we didn't even think to talk about, but you're quite lucky to be singing anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
No, in the sense of you actually had quite an accident.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. So...
I talk about this all the time, and I just forgot.
yeah, exactly. So you were prattling about playing with fire.
I was, yeah.
Feel free to tell everyone.
So, at the time, I had a couple of people that would teach me how to juggle fire and play with fire, and I'd do like poi work and stick work and stuff. And it was always something that people around me were doing, and you'd pick up things at a time. I did a couple of classes, and then I had a drink or two, which you shouldn't do first of all when you're doing this. And I got brave and was like, I should try that fire breathing today.
Yeah.
Bad idea, because first of all, I took the wrong fuel with me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, totally the wrong fuel. So then as I spat it, the wind came back, the wind blew it all back on my face, and obviously it's on fire. So I burned. You can probably see, like, I still have the scar in my microphone, that big patch. That's where my t-shirt melted into my skin.
Oh, shit.
And then I have, like, a discoloured lip now, but I burnt 40% of my face, second-degree burns.
But it went down your throat a bit as well.
Went down my throat. I couldn't speak for a while. My throat swelled up for a bit. That was kind of crazy. And I did panic. Like, they were just like, yeah, we're just going to put you on steroids and pray that you'll be able to use your voice properly again. I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, like, I learned some things.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And I've not touched fire or poi or anything since then, because I was just like,
Really completely scared you off with this.
It's been like 1 or 2 times. I think there was one time when we went to the nudist beach together and I had my fire poi or someone else's.
They were the is it like the little finger things?
Yeah.
Or something like that on the stick. Something, it wasn't breathing, it wasn't twirling, it was just on a stick. And
it's more like fire voguing.
Yeah.
But that, I won't fuck with it anymore, and I'm definitely never breathing it ever again. But I say this, and then I say this about albums, and then there's another one.
Oh no, I've seen you fuck about with fire since.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm full of shit.
Yeah, so remember we had the camper van weekend, and someone brought out the fire poi, and you were drunk again.
Jeb and Gwyn, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then I'd never done fire poi. I've done poi, but never fire. And I'm there going, nope, I've drunk alcohol. I'm not going to do it. And stupidly, I fucking did it as well. I was like, I'm doing it, but it was the most stupid thing ever.
This is why I could never be like an influencer. Because like, you know, like they have to like really take care of what they say and do. I'm like, I just couldn't be that person.
Well,
because like there's always shit like this that will come up and it's like,
yeah, but I'm being honest. I'm saying I done it. It was fucking stupid.
I'd be that one person that ends up getting like kids wanting to play with fire, and I'm like, sorry.
Well, you are the warning of like you nearly ended your career in music.
I mean, most of my life is a warning.
We've actually not even talked about it. You were a model as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you burned down your face, your neck, your vocal cords, so it almost ending your career in music. So you're still doing that. Modelling, you've kind of pulled away from, but you can always dip back in any time. But
I have dipped back in recently.
Have you? Ooh, what doing?
I'm not telling you yet.
Oh, it's not been out.
No, not yet. But I did a campaign for someone recently, and
really
I had
cool.
a very good time actually.
Sweet.
It was very nerve-wracking though, but like I think it's just where I haven't done it in a long time, and I was just like, do I know how to do this?
Okay.
And then like as soon as the music started playing, I was like, oh, I do. Okay. So I was like, okay, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah. To be fair, you go into pose mode quite easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to vogue, you vogue. If you want to pull that blue steel face.
This is probably the most unposiest I've ever been. I think I'm more concerned about my posture at the moment because
to be fair, I'm
such a hermit. I just slouch at home.
Me too. I've looked back at these podcasts and I'm like, what am I doing?
Like, what we need is like big sofas and like a mug.
Yeah, because then it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, we can just sit and be comfy.
Do you know what? The next few episodes, if the backdrop and that changes and the setting,
we're popping to IKEA. Tune in next week for the IKEA haul.
Yeah. Yeah, it might do. I might just change everything so I can just be lazy. Big, massive mug. Yeah. Yeah. Hot chocolate or coffee? I don't know. I think I'll go coffee. Yeah.
And then you need like a little Grey's candy in the middle, and it's just like a pajama.
Thing is,
podcast.
what I would quite like to do is I'd like to do it with a drink, like a proper drink.
Do you remember Alan Carr Chatty Man?
Yeah.
Fucking love that show because you just pop open that globe.
Yes.
And there'd be Lambrini or like WKD, and he's given these things to like Beyonce
big
and
ass
Madonna.
measures.
And it's like, here, have some Lambrini Madonna, and I'm like, now that is how I would do a podcast. Just get the cheap booze, and it's always a guess what it will be each week.
My thinking is, I'm not sure. Would I be able to? Am I okay to put drink alcohol on YouTube and stuff like that?
Yeah,
might do it then.
You can get stoned on YouTube now.
Ah, yeah. Well, because Joe Rogan, he fucking does, doesn't he? He's there smoking away. And
if it's good enough for Joe Rogan, it's bad for us.
There we go. So yeah, I might do an episode, but instead of it being have a drink, imagine doing it where you're wasted.
Oh God,
that could be bad. That could be awful.
Like
that could be
shot
shit.
Challenge or something with someone.
Yeah. Do you know what? I could. There's so many different things I could do for challenges. Like, I
thought of almost doing one when I was coming. I was like, because I know that you're quite arty, and I was like, I could challenge him, and then we both have to do like a 60-second sketch of each other or something. And I was just like, do I put him on the spot there? That's quite a lot of pressure. I don't know whether the last time was that you picked up a pen, and I was like, I don't want to shame you on your podcast.
Yeah,
I was like, we could have done that. And I was like,
60 seconds. It would absolutely ruin me. Yeah.
I just look up and you're just sweating.
Yeah.
This has been hell. Like,
yeah. For those who don't know, I actually used to study art back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out this recently.
I haven't lifted a pencil or paintbrush or anything since.
Would you do it again?
In a full course, or do you mean just draw?
Like, just in general, do you see like your mind or body like being pulled to it at any point again?
I'm creative through technology now. You know, like obviously, you know, for me, the brand, I do like a lot of the designing, putting the clothes together, everything's from mine. And you're actually going to see from some of the stuff coming forward, they are actually getting a bit more creative. They're not saying they're not creative now, but let's be honest, it's just logo and, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so everything that's my creative, but it's not just of the clothes. It's my creative of the social media, the imagery. Because when I studied art, I actually mostly focused on photography, and then obviously with that you get the videography, and then obviously the social media and obviously all that stuff. I quite enjoy it. It's fun. So I do get my artistic kicks, shall we say, and yeah, I like that. But would I draw it again? well, I'll just come to one of your stripped sketches.
Yeah, because most of the ones you've had to go to, you've been modelling for them, so you've had a chance to draw.
Yeah, exactly. I've always been the bumhole and penis they draw.
Right,
To be fair, it's not all about bumhole and penis. Everyone, when they draw me, it is massively focused on the figure, and they don't.
I work through everything with everyone.
I have not once walked round and seen a close up of my bits. They've always just been like, "There's a penis."
Yeah, it's quite daunting when you like see other people's artistic interpretations of your own body.
Yeah, but I found it quite interesting. Like, I did expect there to be some people who'd really just want to focus on the genitals because they're there for that kick, but they're really not. It's generally, And there's a couple that drawings that I really enjoyed, and actually said to them, "Can you please message me those?"
There was a couple I took home myself.
I think it's really nice, and like some people they're like, "Oh shit, this." I'm like, "No, I really like that. It's really good." Then some of them I'm like, "Wow, that's
some of them.
That's a weird shape."
Some of them like generally blew my mind. Like it was quite funny because obviously I teach them as we're doing it. Like I gave up porn to become a teacher, everybody. And literally, like I got to I would do warm-ups with them. I'd show them like how to do the basic structure of a body, blocking it all through, and then I'd keep progressing that one drawing. And then like as you're going around and you see like them working on it, you realize just how much they actually do take in just very quickly, and how much like you could see the natural progression. And some people were just like kind of impressed by themselves that had never done it. They were like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "See, everyone can draw. Just no one like gives you the fundamentals when you're young, and it's only when you get into like higher education that they really push those fundamentals." So like, I really enjoy it, and now I tutor some of them and stuff. But yeah.
I think it's really good, and because, like we're saying, it's such a chilled environment. People there with a pint in one hand, a pencil in another, and a naked person there going, "Wee."
The one thing that really makes it as well is that all the staff and the teams behind all the events and stuff are generally amazing.
Yeah.
Like On Bar's team, phenomenal with me. Like they've been so good from start to end, and like they don't fuck about. If I need to know a time and a date or something, it's there. And like all of their team that do the bar are so friendly. Like you've seen them, they're so nice, and it's very much the same at Social Refuge. They're incredible. Like we've already just really started that adventure, and it's like I'm already just excited to always like see them and work with them again. They're always like really good people, and I think it comes through with the people that come to the event because like it generally is just a really nice atmosphere.
Yeah,
and I will keep doing it for as long as it is a nice atmosphere.
So, with that in mind, where can people actually find Strip Cabaret or Stripped in general?
God, it's also new because I've had to just do the socials. I think it's Stripped MCR.
Yeah, because there's any underscores there or anything like that. Tell you what, people, just have a look on our tags. And
it's going down below the screen. It's probably not.
Maybe bouncing across like an old Windows screensaver.
Oh, can we have like a nice Helvetica font, please?
Yeah.
Did you get that, Mr. Editor? Can you do Helvetica, please? Thank you.
So what we'll do is we will put your links somewhere. You need to get yourself a website. Or your tickets.
This is the thing. I already have 2 other websites for everything else I bloody do. It's the managing of it. Like,
let's get your social media then.
I'm not who I used to be anymore. I don't have assistants and staff. It's all just me.
I'll put down your social medias. Then people can come out and have a look at your events. I recommend them all. If you're wanting to have just an evening that's a little bit different, I'd say go for the life drawing.
And if you want to be brave for the day, just go for it.
Yeah, go for the cabaret.
If you've never done it, go for it.
Yeah.
The cabaret.
Actually, we've not even talked about it. We're going to backtrack for 5 minutes. I'm nervous about like being naked in front of people. What do I do? Like, do I have to be naked?
Okay, so yes, you have to be naked if you're in the room. But there is no immediate rush to strip off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's in your own pace, it's in your own time. As long as like it's not like a prolonged amount of time. Like half an hour to an hour, I've got no qualms for people getting warmed up and ready for the idea. But I think that when you get that and you just do it, when you realise that everyone else in the room is naked, something in you instinctively just becomes comfortable.
I actually notice people who are in naturism have more body confidence. And these are all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, all races, colours and creeds.
I think it's because they've learned to just let go. And also people, not just body confidence, they're also more confident in themselves. They're more confident to go speak to people. And, because there's like, well, my guard's down.
Yeah, there's no shield. So everyone goes in on neutral playing ground.
I'm going to tell you something about how I got over a fear with nudity.
Okay.
Not fear of actual nudity, because I love being naked, because, that's me. But I had a massive phobia of karaoke. Huge phobia. Scarred from a trauma of, really, really bad younger thing when I was underage, too drunk, and sang the same song on repeat. Yeah, it was.
So is it trauma, or did you trauma them?
Yeah, exactly. So since then, I've loved singing in the car, and I couldn't do karaoke again because I'd freeze up. I'd just panic, and to the point where I'd be like, "Anyone help?" And I'd just grab I'd run, just get off the stage. I would just grab someone.
Yeah.
That kind of trauma. But I was at a naturist site, and they always did karaoke. They just this thing where they just get pissed and they go, right, karaoke, and I said, do not chuck me on it. I explained why. Like, yeah, no worries. What did they do?
Put you on it.
Exactly, straight off the bat, and I just did it. And I was like, because I was naked, I was like, my guard's completely down.
Yeah, who gives a
and I was
shit?
like, so it's not a case of picture the audience naked; it's be naked.
Yeah.
So
It's a great equalizer.
my confidence was up higher because I was just like, I've got nothing to hide now. Like,
There's something animalistic about it as well.
Yeah.
Especially if you do it in the wild.
so on to another question for these people who are interested. What if I get a boner?
Then one of my drag queens comes around with a ruler and swats it. I mean, these things happen. Accidents happen. Like, you can't control when it happens and when it doesn't. Obviously, to some degree, you can.
Yeah.
But I mean,
don't
happens.
don't
as long as
try
you're
and
not like fapping away at it.
yeah. I'd
like,
say
it's
don't
fine.
try and make it happen.
Yeah.
But I'd say if you got one, I'd probably, from my experience in naturism, just maybe sit down.
Yeah.
Don't try and take someone's eye out.
Or just like put the beer in front of it. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Just unless you can't, it could be larger.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 beers. I don't know.
Fair play to them.
Yeah, if you need 2 beers, my number is. I don't know. But I think, yeah, like there is a certain level of like comfort, and you've got to make sure that like if you are erect or feeling that kind of way, that you don't engage it. No one else engages it too. But the one thing is, like, there's always rules that we say at the beginning, which is consent is sexy, even if it is just a hug.
Yeah, because some people might not be comfortable being naked and having a hug. Yeah.
And if you are like shuffling past someone and you're naked, it's always good to kind of say like, excuse me, you know. But yeah, like we kind of lay out the law of the land for that event, because obviously the rules change for each one, because one is a sex event, one isn't. So like some things you can do, some things you can't. But I always try and make sure that everyone's comfortable, and they always know that they can come to me or the staff if there's a problem. Just make sure you're wearing shoes so that you don't cut your feet.
Yeah, by the way, the room isn't filled with glass. It's not, it's...
It's a health and safety thing put in by like all bars, where like they won't let you wear your bare foot in a bar just for pure health and safety.
Yeah, because people do drop glasses, but just saying, it's not a floor that's not ever been cleaned, right?
No, but it's just a formality for protection.
There you go. But yeah, no, it's definitely something people do think of. They do have the nerves of the erection thing, or do I have to be naked straight away? And just to confirm as well, your events are all male. No, we haven't even mentioned that.
Male presenting and so on.
Sorry, male presenting. I should have said that.
So it's if you were born male or became one, we're happy to have you there. But yeah.
Yeah, which
it was something that people were worried about for a little while. They were like, "Can I come?" I was like, "Yes, yes, of course." I do want to do a mixed night though. I really do.
Do you know what? Give it a crack. I think that'd be really good, really
I
fun.
want to in the summer, but it's not a audience I know as much as say you do.
Yeah, I'll give them a shout. I'm
So it might be that I have to poke you.
Yo, ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies. Come to like. I am so suave.
I don't know why I went into like an 80s American LA. That's like just gross.
I think it'd be fun because let's be honest, even though you can do a mixed event, it's probably going to be fairly queer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entertainment you have is pretty much your typical.
Le faggot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be so fun.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, so fun.
I think we need to have more weird stuff happening on Canal Street, and just by large, more weird events. And I would like to get to a place where I can take this elsewhere, but I don't know how I would do it yet. You can't tour nudity. So I'll have to think.
Why can't you tour nudity?
Well, you know, like I can't just be like, oh, like do takeovers at different areas unless I feel like, I don't know. I have to.
I think you could do it, but it is about. So is there?
It's more logistics, I think.
Yeah, more logistics. And yeah, like you've built a naked family in Manchester.
Yeah.
You know, a nice group. But I'm pretty sure there are people who travel for this now. So
Yeah.
I do think you could do it.
I used to travel down to the one in Birmingham, but it's just recently been closed.
Well, there you go. Take over.
Yeah. So now, I mean, it's even more niche than before.
Yeah, but it does sound like you've got a hell of a lot going on. Because this isn't the only thing you do. You got the music, you got these events every month, and you work full time around this.
I work full time, 2 different jobs.
But,
So yeah.
But you never know. You might end up having help, and it expands and expands. So
Yes.
all the best for Stripped. All the best for your music.
All the best with you. I mean, come on.
Oh, cheers, yeah, fuck me. Sponsoring Fuck Me
look,
podcast.
I represent, and there's a little hat down there. I was actually going to put it on for this, but I totally forgot.
No, but your hair's really nice, so it's okay.
I didn't
But
do
yeah,
my hair
the
today.
padlocks, that is one of the coloured padlocks that you're wearing there.
It just fits more with my sad aesthetic. I just prefer black.
Well, thank you for coming on. This is the Fuck Me podcast, and if you want to find Mickey or Stripped events, then just have a look for the links.
The bouncing font.
The bouncing font. Tune in for the next episode whenever it airs, whether it be next week or a month. It'll be next week. Bye.